Hi everyone. Wow, this is an absolute privilege to be on stage with these incredible actors. Police Academy was one of the most successful franchises ever. They had 7 films. Just to give you a little bit of context to tell you how successful these shows were, the first film was made in 1984 and it cost around £4.1 million, so that was a lot of money back in them days. And it made at the box office $81.8 million. How insane is that? Big round of applause. Look at that.
That's 1980s dollars, which means that's 200.
It's just insane. Absolutely insane.
Don't get the idea that we got any of that money.
Yes.
In
of
fact,
course.
we're still wondering where is our money.
I got a burrito out of it, so.
Any studio executives in, come to the front. We just need to know where the money is, right? So we're proper excited to have you guys here. So obviously, Police Academy has been over 30 years old, and we still have some amazing cosplayers that love to dress up as you guys. How does that feel, obviously, being an actor, having a series like that? Are you okay?
I can't understand what you're saying very
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Word-wise, it's the sound system.
Yeah? Can you hear me?
A little bit of monitors.
So,
I mean, I desperately want
can you hear me?
Because you're interesting.
Okay. They can't hear him. Can you turn it a bit louder? Can you turn it a bit louder? Can you turn it a bit louder?
Oh. Is there any kind of a stage monitor that we can get? Because we can't understand what the person with the mic is. We know they're talking, but we can't hear the words.
That's okay.
Pardon? Maybe I'm just deaf today.
I'll talk slower as well. Is that better? Can you hear me? Sorry. I talk really fast. British people talk really fast, don't we?
Much better.
Thank you. Wow. How incredible.
We're ready.
We are
I can
ready.
hear now.
So my first question to you guys is obviously, is it kind of a... Thank you. This is going to be a great interview.
They were barking at me, so.
Do you guys have quite a strong...
It's a comedy of errors.
It's great. So as a Police Academy cast, Michael...
Sorry. They thought it was real.
Just because he's so good. The sound guys are going to kill me later. So, do you guys have a quite a strong relationship? Do you consider yourselves a family now, Police Academy? Because obviously it's been going for over 30 years.
I'm having a hard time understanding even what you're saying.
Okay, so Police Academy, do you consider yourself like a family now?
I think that about the second day of shooting, we considered ourselves family. And that was a long time ago, and I still feel like this is a very special family.
Oh, we're family. We've been doing this since around there.
Yeah.
You remember 19 around there? Pretty good.
It's
No,
something
we're really close. We're really close.
That's
We
lovely.
look after each other. We keep each other informed.
Yeah.
And we look out for each other. Yeah.
So one of the stories that I heard yesterday was the director kept the same crew for the entire 7 films.
Oh, yes.
So does that kind of help you kind of bond and gel together?
Well, I don't understand because we didn't have the same director on all the films.
Right.
But we had the same crew.
You had the same crew.
Because so it wasn't the whole, I don't think it was all the same crew, but there
Yeah.
were definitely familiar faces. And some were Canadian, and some
Yeah.
were American, and some were Russian. And the different places that we had the great fortune to shoot. So,
Fantastic.
Oh, we had a lot of Canadians on our set, eh? We did have a lot of, and you know what that's all about.
well, listen, I think we also had a few Englishmen.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
yeah?
We
Englishmen,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, we had Englishmen on the
Which were
crew
the
too.
absolute best of the crew.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
The best-
that's nice, isn't
Did
it?
you hear that? The British were the best crewmates. It's quite cheeky.
So Marion, my question is to you. So obviously, Hooks had a very high-pitched voice in the Police Academy films. So was that your inspiration to put the high pitch in, or was that the director saying, "We'd love you to do this and kind of make this character your own"?
No. No. What happened was I met Michael Jackson.
Wow. Okay.
The night before, I was in Little Shop of Horrors, the play version in Los Angeles, and I met Michael Jackson after the show. He came to the show, and it's a long story, but I'll make this short today.
Yeah.
And he hung out with the cast. We had a great time and on stage. And then the next day, I get a call, and they said, my agent said they want to see you for a movie called Police Academy. And as a result, they told me about the character, and then they said, do you want to read for it? And I said, yes. And that was it.
Wow, what a cool story. So Hook's high-pitched voice was inspired by the great Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
That's a great
So
story.
you were channeling Michael the whole movie.
Somewhat.
Good. That works for me.
Okay.
That means it hurts.
So Leslie, one of my favorite scenes in Police Academy was the scene, if you can remember the scene, where you rip open a guy's shirt. That's one of my favorite scenes. What was that like to film? Was it quite intense? Did you have a good relationship? And obviously, if anyone's seen the film, which I know that you have, you know what happens, what Leslie does as well. But I'll let her tell that because it's her story.
Well, by the time we shot that scene, Andy Rubin, who was the the other person in the scene, we'd become friendly, and it was just, we were having a ball with that scene. But it was kind of tough for me to find a tough character, like, it's time now. I mean, there's a lot of things that Callahan did, and she did them just automatically because she was a big personality and a very tough gal. So getting to that point so that I could be with Andy Rubin, ripping my blouse open and not feel like an idiot or laugh was wonderful. I found a part of me, like you found a part of you with Michael Jackson and all of that, a part in playing Callahan is that I do have power. We all have power. Everybody here could play it in a different way. But if you're ever feeling meek or like, you're not as good as somebody else or you're not being treated that way, you deserve to be treated. We all have an enormous power when called on to use it. So shooting that scene, we laughed our heads off. We laughed our heads off in every scene, no matter what it was about. But that one was particularly nice and kind of tender and funny to us. So
I love your character, Callahan, because she was a strong female character.
Yes, absolutely.
And I imagine in '84, that it's a lot different now.
Well, I've had people come up and say to me, oddly enough, is that they think that Callahan, the character of Callahan, kind of kept the women's movement moving forward. And I never looked at it that way or thought that there was anything that important about anything that I'd ever done. But lots of people in the States have said that character emboldened our movement.
She kicked ass. Remember those scenes? She kicked ass. She pinned a guy on the floor.
Yes.
His head between the legs. She showed him what to do. They were great scenes.
I said, who's next?
I was brutal. And if I were a guy, I probably would have been put in the clinker.
There were fantastic scenes in Police Academy. I remember
Leslie, you made me want to wear a bra after I saw that.
Oh,
I wanted to wear one.
They're so comfortable. Shouldn't he wear a bra
Really?
just for a day?
I'll play Tina Turner's sister, Tuna. Hello, darling. Aren't we a pair? Raggedy Man.
Tina and Tuna are coming for dinner.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's the next movie.
Dueling
we should
Divas.
do.
Oh,
Dueling
yeah.
Divas. Tina
I think
and
I got a new
Tuna.
Vegas show.
I'm sorry. We're
No,
interrupting
it's okay.
you.
That's all right. You
And
guys are here.
you're really quite interesting, and I don't want to interrupt
I'm
you.
boring. I'm great. You got
No
compared to
way,
you guys.
Jose, are you
I'm a
boring.
Salford girl.
Would she do well in the movie? Would she not do well in the movie? Make some noise, y'all. Think
That's
about
very,
it.
very
Think
kind.
about it. Come on, think
Very
about it.
kind. So the producer was inspired because he saw the producer that made the Police Academy films. He was inspired because he saw like a bunch of misfits, didn't he? Training up to be cadets, and that was the idea for the film, wasn't it? Do you know the backstory or anything to go with
Yes.
that?
and you and
Can you translate this?
Judge Reinhold.
The backstory.
He's here.
The backstory is
He's here.
that he saw the Misfits,
Yeah.
and the bottom line is that he got the idea to make a movie, because they were all applying for the Academy. Apparently, there was a shortage of policemen,
Right.
of police people, and they were taking anybody, any size, shape, color, and, they were desperate for, cadets.
This life imitates art then.
So then he came up with the idea to put it down in a movie.
Can you imagine the visual for that?
And we had a brilliant director named Hugh Wilson,
Absolutely.
who did WKRP, which was a hit TV show
Yeah.
with Lonnie Anderson, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Burt
the-
Reynolds' wife, one of.
Yeah, they were.
One of them.
Yeah, right.
One of them, yeah.
And the bottom line is that, no one knew that this movie was going to be a hit. We had so much fun. It was like big children playing in a playground.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you take it from here.
It was just fun every second of the day. I mean, when you woke up in the morning, you woke up at 4:30, 5:30. You had to get to the set. You have to start early. Everybody gets set up and made up and all of that. I would wake up with a big smile on my face, and I could not wait to get out of bed at 4:30 in the morning because I was going to work on a set where everybody was having a ball every single day. Even when you were working, I mean, the crew, the wardrobe people were carrying all this stuff around. Everybody had a lyrical beat in their heart when they were up, and we were all together on that set. And I kind of found out, because of the way the Police Academy is still being watched and people still know about it, that there's a key in there somewhere. That even when and it happens when you're making a tragedy, you're doing a tragedy on stage, or you're doing a serious movie that is really whatever. It's the camaraderie that seems to be picked up in a scene. It may not be there intentionally, but there are just some things like that.
There's a lot of magic moments on Police Academy.
Certainly.
One of my favourite characters in Police Academy was your character, Michael. Give it up for Michael's character.
I haven't figured out the name yet. Dr. Monsignor Larville Jones III, MD, Jr., Esquire.
Jones was one of my favourite characters.
LJ.
Because he just could do so many different voices, and for me, he kind of made that film. Obviously, as a young child, Michael, like I heard that you live near an airport, so... So, that was amazing, wasn't it? Give it up.
Raptor.
That was amazing.
Is that an F-23?
So obviously, was that your inspiration to kind of start these sounds? Like,
Yeah, I live next. We live next to an Air Force base, or on an Air Force base. So I heard it all. Of course, it annoyed everybody. In school, you're not supposed to make noises.
I bet the teachers loved
The
you.
teachers hated me. The talking squirrel in the teacher's desk is so much fun. It's really great.
Can I
And
hear
talking
it?
food in the Chinese restaurant.
I love that. I remember one of the first... Oh, Steve!
Hey! There he is.
Steve. Welcome Steve Guttenberg to stage, please. Wow, Steve, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure for you to be here.
Hello, thank you so much. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Wow.
Wow.
Police Academy reunion in over 30 years. This is so emotional for me to be here right now. Can I have a big round of applause for these guys? They're amazing. I'm so
Thank you.
excited.
Well, I got to tell you something. We love you guys so much. Ever since we made the movie in 1983, the first one, and now it's 35 years later, etc. And we're so thrilled to be here. You guys have given us so much love over the years. And even when we're standing at the desks and we're signing photos, we feel how much you guys love us, and we really love you guys so much. So I know I'm a little late to the party. I was outside. I was at the diner. I work as a waiter also in Manchester, so I had a shift over there. It was breakfast time. But I really, and I know we all appreciate you so much. Just want to tell you how much we love you and we care about you. And if we could kiss and make out with each and every one of you, we would. But we're not allowed.
Wow, you heard it here first. That was an offer,
Not
Steve.
allowed.
You're going to be busy, believe me.
Not allowed.
We'll do a kissing booth at the corner set up with Steve Guttenberg and the entire Manchester crew.
And I'm going to vacuum the cantina when we're done.
That was hysterical.
Wow, round of applause.
That
He's
was Michael
amazing.
Winslow. Michael Winslow.
Steve, thank you so much for joining us. So, one of my favorite scenes in Police Academy was Mahoney's character. Let's give it up for Mahoney. Mahoney!
Oh, man, Mahoney. I love Mahoney. I got to tell you something. He was, thank you so much. I like being felt by Michael. It really changed. We were talking the other night. When Police Academy came out, we were all working actors. But when you have such a massive hit and such a success like Police Academy, everything changes. Your whole life changes. You know, before that, you can go into a store and, you buy a pack of cigarettes or some gum, and you give your money and you leave. Now, all of a sudden, a movie comes out on a Friday night, and Saturday morning, you go in and you buy the same pack of cigarettes and some gum, and everybody wants to talk to you. And it's such a change in your life. And you either have two choices, either to deal with it with humility and gratefulness and thank God for having a hit, or you really believe that you are as great as, the movies make you out to be. And always, us here standing up here, we've always felt that we're very lucky to have been in such a massive hit like Police Academy, because that's what we give to you. Because we're the same as you. We're an audience like you. We go to the movies like you. We watch television like you. And we're fans like you. So to have a massive hit like Police Academy that changes our lives, it's a lot to deal with, but it really gives us such an opportunity to know people like yourself and to communicate with people like yourself, because before, we're just anonymous people buying cigarettes and gum, and now we're able to have great conversations with all the people around the world, and that's the great part of being having a part like Mahoney or any of the characters here, or in a show like Police Academy. So for me, all of us, it's really changed our lives.
I think we all wake up every morning still feeling like we're the luckiest people in the world.
Thank you so much. We are.
You walk in a store.
Literally.
You walk
we
into
feel
a
lucky
7-Eleven store.
We feel lucky waking up every morning, because without Police Academy, we would never have the opportunity to be here and possibly get to meet and talk to every single person. This is amazing. Everybody is different and special and unique. So especially for actors, meeting a lot of people gives you lots of ideas and thoughts. And I will take home conversations that we may have today, and maybe in 10 years I'll be thinking about them. Maybe in 15 years I'll be thinking about them. So it's very special to have this opportunity to meet people who watch movies like you do, people who go to work and do things, but to actually have something in common. So we really have, if you've watched the Police Academy movies and you love them and you like them, and we made them, then we're all really, really fond of the same thing. And we may be in countries across the ocean from each other, but we're bonded in many ways because of our tastes. But we have this special thing, and I will take that home, that I got to meet and see all of you, and we shared today.
Honestly, I'm going to... Wow.
You didn't
And
realize?
I'd like to add to that.
Miriam's adding.
I'd like to add to that because Leslie and I got here Friday, right?
Yeah.
And since Friday, I've met 3 or 4 friends, new friends, since being here. It's just amazing, just warm, genuine people, and I'm like loving every moment of here. I thank you for having us here, and I'll take back wonderful memories. I mean, you guys are amazing.
Manchester is awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
You're
Manchester,
amazing.
one of the coolest
Yeah.
cities ever. And
Police
all the
Academy
people-
has no language barrier.
And all the people that have traveled here as well, because I know there's people from all over the world.
I
So thank you
know.
for traveling here.
It's amazing. And the thing is that we're going to boast about you in America when we
Woo!
go back.
We're going to brag about it.
We're going to boast about it. And I'm sad that I can't stay here longer to see the beauty that's here, you know. But I get to meet all of you on this trip. And I am coming back.
Yay!
So since we're encouraging all of you to come and chat with us. They won't be the longest chats in history, but we really would like to talk to everybody who is here because this is a special experience for us. And without Police Academy, we'd never be here today having this moment.
We would be real cops if it wasn't for Police Academy.
And you will see a little of you in our next performances.
This is like the love panel. I'm feeling so much love. It's like emotional. Honestly, I want to cry in a minute. Oh, wow. I just want to briefly mention, because like I said, Mahoney, all of your characters were unique in their own different ways, and they all made a connection with me. I just wanted to talk about G.W. Bailey, because he is one of the coolest, iconic characters in Police Academy. And I love the tricks that Mahoney and Michael used to play on G.W. Bailey. I just wonder if you could elaborate on that.
Is he still mad at us for that? Ooh.
You remember the black eye? You know, remember the airport scene when he was walking through security?
And then the metal detector came out. He's a smart guy.
Wow, thank you,
Well,
Michael.
GW, you know, I was talking about this yesterday, and I talk about it all the time. The most important part of a movie is the villain. You know, the illusion is that the heroes are the most important part of a movie, or we're the leads of the movie. But the great villain is what makes the heroes look good. The better the villain, the meaner the villain, the more vicious the villain, then that's how the hero overcomes that villain, and then the hero looks like, obviously, the greater power. But a great villain, especially a great actor who plays a great villain, is so important to a movie because he paces the cars, he paces the other actors. So we were so lucky to have a guy like G.W. Bailey play our villain. And I remember the first time I told this story yesterday, I hate to repeat, but I remember the first time I was going to meet G.W., I thought to myself, oh, he's going to be a really mean guy, angry guy, and I'm not going to get along with him. And all of a sudden he walked in and he said, hey, everybody, how you doing? He had a big smile on his face. He's from Texas in the USA, and everybody's really nice in Texas. And he came out and he goes, hey, man, I'm making a gumbo tonight, which is a soup with seafood and everything. Everybody come over to my apartment, and we're going to have a big party. And every week he cooked for us, and he's the sweetest guy in the world. And it's always, I always find the villains are always the nicest guys, are always the sweetest guys. I'm sure you can see it in Star Wars or any of the great movies, James Bond. The villains are always nice guys. So I got to just say we owe so much to GW for being such a great villain to make us look so good. True, true, true.
Big round of applause for GW.
Yeah.
That was a great point, because he's also just such a wonderful guy.
And he's an acting.
Yeah.
And he's an acting teacher, a really brilliant acting teacher. It's really terrific to work with him.
You have the TV series MASH here, right? You watch
Yeah.
MASH?
Yeah, we got MASH.
Without the soundtrack, without the laugh track, which has made it a better show. MASH without the laugh track is a much better show.
My husband, Dan Wilcox, was a writer and producer on
Of
all
MASH.
those years of MASH, the TV
So
version.
guess what?
Yeah. Hey, I got a husband. That was the
Oh,
cool deal.
Leslie, you're gorgeous.
The fact that he's
And he wrote all the
a
episodes.
brilliant writer and was in the longest running series of all,
Right.
he was writing for
And
it.
GW was Sergeant Rizzo in MASH.
Oh, yes, he was. He
Yeah.
was.
And I met my husband Dan Wilcox through G.W. Bailey because Kelly Nakahara was also dealing with the MASH thing, and I met her and I was invited to her art opening, and I'd been in a terrible marriage, and we had a short conversation with her at one point where I said, I never want to meet another man in terms of having a relationship. I can meet men and work with them, that's fine. But oh no, I'm terrible, I'm bad, I just, don't do this
Story
well.
of my life right now. Carry on.
Yeah, so Kelly invited me to this opening, so I could see her artwork. And
I'm
it's
joking.
Pasadena Civic Center, and Adam Schiff, who's a big name now in our politics,
Yeah.
was there. It was gorgeously set up, these gorgeous paintings of a wedding, and all these things. She's a wonderful artist. And I'm standing looking at a picture of a wedding and a bride and a groom like say, let's say maybe 40, 50 years ago with a wraparound thing on a farmhouse. And it's just a beautiful painting. And I got a tap on the shoulder and I turned around and he said, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I'm Dan Wilcox. And I said, oh no, Kelly, I told her. She said, I know, shush. And that was the beginning of our relationship, which came through Police Academy and MASH. I mean,
That's a nice story.
And everybody in Police Academy has stories like that.
Wow.
And how it changed their lives.
Thank you for that. Big
Not
round
just
of
their
applause for
careers.
Leslie. So we're going to do some audience questions. I know we've got a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
Any
give up to
questions?
Crystal here.
Don't
Thank
be
you
shy.
so much. So just put your hand right up
Now,
for me.
who's got the mic? Who's got the mic?
Crystal here.
Oh,
Steve.
Crystal. Thank you, Crystal.
So
Thank you. Right
this
there.
gentleman at the front.
right there. All right.
Hi, you mentioned laughing on set. What scene took the longest to film due to maybe not keeping a straight face, or what was the funniest part
Good
of
question.
filming?
What was the longest scene to film? All of it.
The horse's tail.
Yeah.
All of them.
I think it's everything with GW in it.
Right.
Yes.
No, everybody had their moments and scenes. I think the whole movie, actually, there was a cast member that shot the making of Police Academy 1.
Donovan
And
Scott. Leslie
I gotta
Barbara.
tell you, even the making of Police Academy, we couldn't do half the scenes without breaking out laughing, period. And most of the scenes that we were all on the set together. Everybody didn't shoot every day together. Like some of her scenes, I was on hold in the hotel room, and Michael's scenes and stuff like that. Everybody was just, they would have to corral us like kids.
Yes.
Okay, we're losing the light. Or, people laughing through scenes, and they would say,
Stop
okay,
laughing."
Cut. And then Michael here was doing his
Here is your new hat, sir.
Rodney Dangerfield, 24/7.
No respect.
And Leslie here was lovely, Leslie. And, she was in her own zone. And Steve we had a ball. It was like kids in a playground, laughing and having fun.
We got paid for it.
Well, sometimes, there are lots of good scripts and there are not enough of good scripts at the same time. But when I sat down to read Police Academy, and it was, I'm not sure it was an offer or I was going in for a meeting. But I thought, well, I'll read a little bit and I'll get an idea and try to see if I want to do this character. And I started reading from the top. I could not put that sucker down. I read it in a go. And the idea of what a good script is different from different script teachers and whatnot. But from everything I ever learned, my mother was an English teacher, my dad was a writer, and he wrote plays. So, I thought it was the most perfect script I'd ever read.
Wow.
It wasn't just a good script, it was a perfect script. The way the story unfolded, the way the characters came together as odd. And taking a bunch of misfits and making them into police officers is so against what people think of as police officers. So you start right there, and that's a big plus, starting on a premise like that we had. But the script was absolutely fabulous. I have a couple of copies, and I will keep them forever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Leslie.
Any other questions? Oh, right over there. That gentleman.
If you could have any other cast member from Police Academy join you up on stage for this reunion, who would you have and why?
That would be you. Come on up stage. Come on up. Come on up. That'd be you.
Wow.
Come on up. Anybody got a camera? You give camera.
What's
take
your
a
name,
picture?
sir?
Come on up.
Steve,
What's your name?
Come on up.
Chris. It's Chris. This is Chris.
Chris,
wow.
come on up, Chris.
Big round of applause,
And
please.
who's got the camera? Who's got his camera? You got a camera?
you know what? One of the things that we think about a lot are the people that we loved on the sets and worked with
Take a picture of all of us
who've
together?
passed away.
You guys want to stand up? We'll take a picture with
Okay.
Chris.
Thank you so
All right.
nicely done.
Yeah. Will that take us home?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
It's all in
Oh,
there.
that's a camera.
Thank you very much. What an amazing experience. Thank
Wow.
You got it.
Thank
Pleasure.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you very
Pleasure.
much.
Yes.
But
Thanks so much.
I just, because it's all been kind of, I talked over everybody not realizing it, because I think I may be getting deaf in my old age. But
Who's next? Next question?
Mary, just a second. We had with Police Academy a great group of people. We all became very tightly bonded, and we've lost a number of them. And each time somebody gets sick, we get nervous. So losing David Grass, losing Bubba Smith, I mean, it just, the list goes on. Deborah Lee Scott. I mean, just, not only did we have a wonderful time and are we friends, but we really have become, over the years, family and depended on each other. And when I needed something, I knew I could call one of the Police Academy cast members, and the same with they calling me. And it was like we created a brand new family, and you often do that in film. But this was different because of the nature of the film. Well, George Gaines, you're talking about who do we miss the most? I think maybe I have to say George Gaines, having worked with him in the theater, knowing how funny he is. Just by walking down the street, he can make you laugh. And losing him was one of the hardest things for me ever.
And seeing him before I worked with him in Punky Brewster, the TV
With
show.
Punky Brewster, yeah.
With Soleil Moonfry, right? I remember that name.
Next question, anybody?
That would be me.
All right.
Hi.
You hear a lot about what our favourite scenes are, but what are your favourite scenes, either individually or as a group?
I really loved the scene where Bubba turned over the car and him and Marion had a wonderful moment. You remember that scene? You guys remember when they kicked Bubba out of the academy? And Marion and Bubba had a wonderful moment. That's my favorite scene in the movie.
Well, thank you, Guy. But you know what? I gotta tell you, that movie from A to Z, from 1 to 100, I mean, so many incredible scenes. One of my favorite scenes was Leslie, when she was standing there and she says, "Did you bring flowers?" I love that scene. It's like, meet my mother and father. And I mean, it was just hilarious. I mean, the other scenes that she did were amazing too. But that one scene, did you bring flowers? Yep. I laugh at that all the time.
Don't you think that Callahan is the perfect date?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys out there think, oh, Callahan, I can't wait to
Yes,
kick her
because
out.
she said so.
Yeah, well, all right, now get the car. You know, now get the car.
Well, one of the favorites, of course, this probably wasn't GW's, was somebody get a veterinarian! Your new
that's
hat, sir.
awesome. Wow. Thank you, Michael. We've got time for one more question. Last
Back
question.
there.
Back at the back.
Straight
Just
back
on
there.
That gentleman there with the glasses on.
Do you ever find having such iconic parts in Police Academy that it's a double-edged sword?
Well, I was in Australia. The guy goes, excuse me. G'day, welcome to Australia. Mr. Eddie Murphy, welcome to Australia. You know what I said? Because I ain't getting in trouble in Australia. Is Judge Reinhold back there?
Yeah, Judge Reinhold.
Hey, shout out to Judge Reinhold. Hey, Billy, what's up, man?
Well, anybody else? Another question? Well, I know we got to go, but anybody?
Okay, these two gentlemen.
Somebody here?
Oh, we're going to the
How
back.
about a lady? Yeah, a
okay.
lady over there?
Oh.
A nice lady with those beautiful glasses.
It's for Michael. What's your favourite noise you can make?
What's your favorite noise, Michael?
I can't answer that. Which one of your children do you like better? And you'll pay for it if you answer it. I love them all. For me, it's the body of work. Which police academy do we love? Look, it's for us, it's the whole experience, right? We're just glad to have it at all.
I was just happy that when I went
Yeah.
to see the first screening of the movies, I didn't look fat.
Anybody
Never
else?
seen
Another
you look
question?
fat ever, Leslie. You look
What?
beautiful. I've never seen you look
Anybody else?
fat
How about that
ever.
man back there?
Okay, last question.
That
'cause
man
we're
back
running
there is so
over.
nice.
Last question.
This way, you fool!
Is this working? So my question to you is, do any of you do an impression of Zed?
Wow, that was a good impression. Round of applause.
Oh, I can't top that. I'm not going to try that. That was, what's your name?
My name's Q.
No, it's not cute. Jamie.
Jamie, well done, Jamie. Well, how about a hand for Jamie?
Thank you.
Wow. That was
Well
amazing.
done.
I want here.
Anybody else? How about that lady? Anybody else has a question? Anybody? Anybody right there? Right nearby? Don't be shy. The clown? Mr. Clown? No? Anybody? Question? Anybody? Right there? Right there?
I'm kind of curious.
I know Amy's going to make us.
Can I ask them a question?
Did any of you work on the animated series at all?
Did any of you work on the animated series of Police Academy?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. I don't
Can
think.
I just ask a question just really quickly?
sure.
There's been a rumor going around that there's going to be another police academy. And it gets really hot, and you hear it, and you think, I wonder if they're going to call. They're really going to do this. I wonder if they have a script. And then you don't. And then you hear nothing, and you realize it was BS. But it's really within the industry. People keep saying, oh, yeah, there's going to be another police academy. Would you be interested in another one?
Police Academy
With-
8. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Would you mind if all the officers are slightly older?
No, you guys are legend. Let's get you up now.
We have to train the new recruits.
Oh my God, how cool would that story be? Can I be a new recruit?
Sure.
Yay!
We want her
Okay.
first. We want her first.
I'm going to have to watch the movie to remember what I did. Oh, that's me.
This first slide.
Or, oh, that was me.
I'll easily fit into a misfit, easily.
Then you put your cane down. You go, well, that was a better day.
Oh, fantastic. I just want to say thank you so much. This has been an absolute honor, privilege, love. Thank you so much. This is an iconic point for me. Steve Guttenberg, Michael